Hello and welcome to Ant RC. Terry here, and if it wasn't obvious by now, but it should be, this is my latest truck, the Cross RC PG4L, and what a beast it is. I'm going to go through this video and I'm going to, on YouTube it's going to be, have chapters in it, so you can, skip around to the bits that you want. So hopefully that will make it a little bit easier for people watching if they want a specific part. So this truck, it's a monster. It really is. It's one of Cross RC's older kits, and this one is the one with the double bogies, and it's proper hench. I think it's awesome, and I've wanted one for a long time. So let's talk about this body shell and what I'm going to do with it. So you do get windows. They're not singular windows. They kind of, you got 3M tape here, and they just slot in like this. And I don't know about an interior yet, because this is a wide truck. It's very big actually. Let's get the tape measure out. It's near as damn it 600mm long, which is pretty big, and it's about 230mm wide. Now, to put that into perspective, TRX4, the long wheelbase version, the body shell is about 5'10", I believe. So kind of there. So it's a big boy. It really is, and I am very excited about getting this together. So interior, because it's quite wide. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the interior. Don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to get anything that's wide enough. I may just spray it and tint it more. I don't like the idea of you being able to see battery wires and things like that. The body is like ABS plastic. Don't know if that's the material or not, but it's very similar to the other Cross stuff. And isn't it just amazing? Doesn't it just look proper beastly? I mean, I love these vents at the front. It looks properly mean. Really, really cool. So the colour wise, it's going to be the same red as my Cross RC MC6. Please go and check it out if you haven't. If you can't be bothered to check it out, it's like a fire engine red. Really bright enamel, kind of, it comes up, it really pops. Now that's the whole idea of this truck, because there's chrome on it and everything. So you'll see that as I go through the sections and go through the bits and pieces. It's going to be like a show rig. It will be used, but it's not going to be roughhoused at all. Hasn't got very good ground clearance. So yeah, it's going to be looked after. Don't want it scratched really, and it's not going to be heavily weathered. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. So what are we going to do next? Well, we'll talk about the bumper, the grille and the chrome part. So quick jump cut. Okay, so here we've got the grille that sits obviously in front of the front side of the shell. And then we've got looking at the gorgeous chrome. I mean, just check that out. It is awesome. Oh my word, you can see my face in there. It looks gorgeous. It's just, that is just, with the red colour, it's just going to pop. It's just going to look gorgeous. So yeah, that's the back bumper. I won't take that out. But yeah, so the grille, I'm going to probably do that black, I would imagine. But twin headlights, man, that's going to look absolutely fantastic. I am so excited. But really nice quality kind of chroming on here. It feels really, it's nice and solid. It's a really good finish. And again, looking at this, it's another reason why I don't want to roughhouse this and scratch it. Imagine chipping that off. Ugh. You do get exhausts. Proper boy racer looking type exhausts. I've seen these on the truck, and they kind of, I think they're on wires, and they kind of like bobble around, and I don't like that at all. I guess it's supposed to be, big rumbling V8 or whatever, the exhaust moving, but yeah, it doesn't really give the effect for me, so I'm going to need to sort that. But obviously that's for another time and something else. So I won't get this bag out, but there's a whole bag of chrome parts in here, which is really, really kind of groovy, spangly. Look at that. in here. So actually I will open this bag quickly, see if we can get out the, so I think this goes behind the grill. So yeah, so I think this goes behind the grill, and then those are the axle, like the pumpkin covers if you like, they're chrome as well. Don't know how long they're going to stay chrome. Because as I said, this truck hasn't got good ground clearance. This truck hasn't got very good ground clearance, so yeah, I'm not sure. We'll certainly see how the finish stands up to that. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I haven't gone through all of these bags yet. Had a quick look, but I think it kind of spoils it sometimes for the build. Don't want to ruin it too soon. So the next thing we're going to talk about is tyres. So wheels and tyres, I think they're beautiful. It's got the little cap on it here, so you can have a quick look. They're gorgeous. This little cap at the end, can't get it off my fingers. Oh, there we go. It just pops off, so you can then obviously do the wheel up, do the wheel nut up. There's a little O-ring in there. They're quite tight, so hopefully they won't, go for a Burton mid-run. And as I said before, this is a dually setup, so it goes like that. How awesome is that going to look? It's going to just be amazing. I am so... That's actually one of the reasons that I got this truck over the standard PG4, because I think the standard PG4 looks a bit prettier, actually, and it's a bit more bling. But I've always wanted double bogies. I think they just look wicked. And imagine the imprint in the dirt and the mud and bits of sand and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool. Putting these together, mounting these, they went on okay. There's a bit of a knack like all tyres. You've got to get the bead, pull the bead out. Everyone's slightly different. They all have their own kind of knack to them. And I've got my own longer screws to kind of, the two of do opposing, because obviously you should always tighten them up opposite first, or screws opposite each other, so it tightens down square and nice and flat. And yeah, trying to get these to bite without longer screws, and I've got them, I've collected them with the amount of tyres I've mounted. Doing it without would be a real mission. So they weren't too bad using my longer screws to get them, to kind of pull the hubs together to get them started. But yeah, doing it without would be a bit of a challenge. But they've mounted up real nice. They're all straight and they look gorgeous. I love the white and black, and that's going to pop really nicely with the red body shell. So I'm over the moon. Okay, so let's have a chat and talk about the gearbox and motor. This comes with the different, not all PG4s come with this gearbox and motor. So this gearbox, for those people that have seen cross trucks before, is the same as you get in the Mammoth and the MC6 and the HC6, the 2-speed metal gearbox. It's a love and hate thing for me. I do like it. It drives nicely, but it's got, because of the the shaft. You see the shaft here. You've got quite a bit of play before drive takes up. It takes up the drive, sorry, and that's because there's like a plate in here with for the 2-speed gearbox, and it's got like a collar on it, and there's a lot of play in there, and that's what gives the play in the truck, which is a bit of a shame. I wish they'd do something about that. I really do, but hey ho, it is what it is. One of the battery wires that's in the bag has fallen off. It's a 27 turn motor, so I really like my rigs nice and slow, so I think that might be changing that out at some point. We'll have to wait and see. I really don't like going quickly at all. We're kind of really trying to be all about scale video, and I don't, yeah. Let's see how it works out. I don't know how it's going to be in the end. The gearbox was greased nicely, so that's all fine. I know a lot. I've got 2 of these gearboxes in 2 of my rigs, so gear change, setting it up is not a problem. So fairly decent. So next we're going to look at the axles and the gears. So in this bag here, excuse me, we have the Diff gears, and they are, it seems, which I didn't know, because I didn't read it properly, I guess, or didn't do the research, but you can have the Diff unlocked or locked, depending upon how you want to drive it, or how you want to set it up. There is a kit in here somewhere to have them. I don't know where it is, but to have them so that they are open diffs and they're not locked. But I'm not going to do that. Mine are going to be locked. So those are the gears. They seem to be kind of like the cheaper plastic axle gears that you'd get with the MC6, that kind of quality. They're not the kind of uprated gears, I'd say. So we'll see how they last. I'm sure they'll be fine. As I say, I'm not going to be roughhousing the rig, but yeah, they look fine. I've never built this type kind of setup before, so I don't know quite how it goes together. I haven't really looked at the manual yet, but I'm sure there won't be a problem, because the ones in the MC6 and the Mammoth and stuff are just kind of like, the crown gear is all just as one, and you just slot it in and put a bearing either side. So yes, those are the gears. They look absolutely fine. They should be greased and meshed nicely. So let's have a look at the axle. So here we are. Here are the axles. Axle housings. They are plastic. I do believe you can get metal upgrades. They're out of stock at the moment. I got this truck from Green's Models, our main supplier here in the UK. And yeah, they're not like the, I mean, they're not split at the moment. They seem to be, yeah, they're all kind of cast as one part. So they're actually really rigid, whereas the plastic axles on the MC6, they split, come apart, and they're really bendy. Whereas these seem to be, they're really quite robust, which is good. We'll see if I can upgrade to the metal ones at some stage, but for now it will be the plastic. You know, I've got plastic axles on the MC6. I believe that, you know, it seems, because Andrew has got metal axles on the MC8, and his metal axles keep the crud out a lot better than my plastic axles seem to, so we'll see how that goes. But again, I'm not intending to drown this thing. I really don't want to do that, so it's going to be treated with some love and care, and more of a, you know, beautiful show rig than anything else. So hopefully the gears are fairly robust. Being a cross rig, I've never had really many problems with them, so I guess, you know, as long as you grease them, treat them nicely, it should all be fine. So now we're going to have a look at the bash plate. I really like this. It's kind of like, it goes under the centre of the truck, I believe. And what a beautiful piece of kit this is. I mean, have a look at that. That's really cool. Metal, just looks really nice. I like that. Another bit of bling. And for this truck, you can't have too much bling. Don't know where this part goes. I have to look in the manual, but time will tell, obviously. You know, I'm really impressed with that. To go back a little bit as well, here's the pack of the wheels that you've got with all the hubs in. I didn't show you that, but you know, you've seen the wheels together, so if you want to go into too much detail. But yeah, it's just little parts like that. I really like that. That's nice. I wonder how scratched that's going to get, because this truck really hasn't got very good ground clearance at all, so that's going to end up earning its keep, I think. So in this bag here we have all the lenses, and a lot of them have fallen out. They've come loose, but they look pretty cool actually. I mean, yeah, nicely finished. I'm going to have to cut these bits off here where they've been on the sprue, and you know, they're sticking out. I can't be having that, so that's going to have to be cut off and made good, so it doesn't stick out. I'm picking up all these things from Andrew. I blame him now. He's made my OCD worse. Don't know what that is. I guess maybe side light or indicator. Yeah, very impressive. Really cool. Nice little touches. I've, since having a couple of hard bodies, my 1/10 rigs, my SCX 10, I love them. Can't get enough of them. Really cool. So here we have the wheel arches. The front wheel arches are actually moulded into the body, and the back ones kind of, they glue on to the kind of flat bit, if you like. I have seen other people do red and black with the wheel arches black, but I'm not sure about the front looking at them. Let me get the body shell actually so if we can have a look. The front wheel arches, trying to mask that. Yeah, I mean, I probably could do it, probably confident enough, but I'm not sure I could try and be bothered, to be fair. I think it's all going to be red. The front arches, rear arches, it's going to be a lot of red, and it's going to pop, which is the point. It's all red. I think it should be fine. I think I've seen one online actually, and it looks pretty good. So yes, that will be the decision. Make my life a little bit easier, and don't stress things for no reason. Okay, so going to talk about the chassis rails. Nothing really to see here. A couple of bits of metal. They don't all come in one. You kind of bolt them together, it seems. So yeah, they come in two sections. Going on from that to the shocks and the suspension, it's leaf springs on the rear, which is pretty cool. I've never built leaf springs. I've only ever done leaf springs on kind of the WPL size rig, so that will be interesting. In here you got all the shocks, the dog bones and things like that for the drive shafts, yeah, for the front steering, and then the springs, all your bearings and stuff like that, which is all groovy. Then the dreaded light kit from Cross RC. When I got my MC6, I could not make this work. It was a nightmare, and I'd seen lots of other people saying they've kind of had issues with it too. When I built my Mammoth, I was determined to get it right, and I got it right, and it was all working. Then the indicator stopped working, and I got bored and thought, no. So I'll try and get it working for this. I'll give it another go. I'm fairly okay with electrics and plugging things in. Follow the instructions, and it's, in my opinion, they seem a bit temperamental, and I shouldn't imagine that this will be any different. But maybe it's luck of the draw about how good it works, or maybe I am not as good as I think I am, yeah, I am doing something wrong, but hey ho. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna show you is, in here I won't get this all out, but they're kind of like metal plate, the crosshatch plate you get. They go on the, it looks like there's a Cross RC sticker there, yeah. I won't spoil this because you might see it through the build, but I'm not sure I want to stick these strips on the bottom end of the body. They're like 3M tape on the back. Now, if I'm going to paint it and it's going to be like a nice paint job, I'm not sure if if they come off at some stage and it's bound to affect the paint, or I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I might be eating my words on that, change my mind. So I'm going to see how it goes. Or if you don't want to paint it underneath, and if they do come off, you've then got fresh paint at the top and nothing. I don't know. Not decided. Who knows? Oh, interestingly, drive shafts are in there with battery strap, and then you've got your battery tray. This, don't know what this is, but this will be the receiver, the electronics box for your ESC light kit, and that's for the speaker. I'm probably not going to run the sound system on it. Well, I haven't got it, but I have got another sound system which I'm probably not going to use. This is cool. These little, I will get this out of the bag. This little mesh would go into the kind of vents, bonnet vents, the little two scoops that I showed at the start when we were looking at the body. That's a really nice touch. I like that. That's going to look amazing. Oh, so cool. I'm really excited. And these look like wipers in here as well. It's a nice little touch. So far, so good. I'm really impressed. I don't know how old this kit is, to be honest. I really don't know, so I should check that out, try and find out. Maybe if someone knows, someone does know, put it in the comments. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm so excited about having another build again. And yeah, it's going to be epic. What a beast. Okay, so last but by no means least, the manual. This is probably one of the most important things about it, really. I'm a bit of a Cross fanboy, yes. The manuals for Cross are just really, really good. This will be my third Cross rig now, and I really like them. They detail all the parts you need. To be fair, Axial manuals, Traxxas manuals, they're all pretty good. They label things slightly different. They're in a slightly different style, but you know, it really isn't bad at all. I mean, my first kit build was the MC6, so you know, I've never built an RC before, and it's one step at a time, and it really isn't too bad at all. You know, building the gearbox, etc. You obviously don't have to build the gearbox, but it helps if you need to strip it down if it gets dirty, or you know, you have a problem. But I love it. I mean, you've got all the scale for the screws up in here. You've got everything is to scale, so you can put your screws up. But all the bags are labelled really nicely. Ah, there you go. So there's the bash plate. Let's have a look at the back here. So here we are. Yeah, you can have the option to. It says direct differential optional equipment installation instructions at the bottom here. So you can have it as an open diff if you wish. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. It's going to be a lock diff. So yeah, I am over the moon. I've had this a while, been waiting to build it, and I cannot wait to get started. I will do a build video for you all. I'm not going to, you know, film me bit by bit building it, because that's just too boring. Oh, there you go, look. Talking about the chassis, it comes in two halves. Ah, that's what those bits are for that are in that bag I just opened a minute ago. So the kind of side supports here to keep the chassis together. So I'm not going to build it step by step, but I will, a bit like I did with the MC8. BC8. Ugh. Yes. So you'll see stages, and I'll talk you through any problems I've had, little tips and tricks I pick up along the way, or you know, nightmares or whatever. But hopefully it should all be plain sailing. The bit I don't look for, don't really enjoy, is the painting. It's not my thing. I can paint, and I've got a lot better at it and more confident. Yeah, it's not my favourite thing to do. But this should look amazing, and I'm super excited. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hope you're staying safe. Let's get the comments going. See what you think of the truck. And yeah, please join me for the journey. Catch you soon. Bye for now.